This video will inform you where we are now in the standards-based grading process in the EAC Elementary. Here's a brief overview of what I will talk about. What are standards? The alignment of the standards to units and assessments within ATLAS, which is our planning and documenting of our curriculum. Standards being attached to assessments in PowerSchool. What it looks like for students. A look at the rubrics teachers are using and how we're using them for the differentiated levels. And lastly, the next steps. Standards are statements and expectations of what students should know and be able to do at the end of each grade. EAC has adopted the Common Core standards, which go from kindergarten to grade 12. The standards take steps up in complexity each grade, ensuring a pathway to success. ATLAS is our teacher planning and documentation of the curriculum. Teachers have been working this year to align the standards on my right to the actual unit. Here's a screenshot of standards being aligned to the assessment that's given in a writing unit. In PowerSchool, teachers are attaching standards to assessments. If you see an S symbolized on an assessment, that means that standards are attached to that assessment. This ensures that teachers are assessing what is taught and the standards of the grade level. Here is a conversion chart that teachers are using this year to transition into standards-based grading. Teachers are grading on a 4-point scale in rubrics. That score is then taken and converted to a percentage to put into PowerSchool. You can see here that we have 4 areas. 1 is a beginning towards standard, emphasis needed. A score of a 2 or a 2.5 is approaching the standard. 3 is meeting the standard. This is grade level expectation. And a 3.5 or 4 is exceeding the standard. This is something that teachers are using with students, the 4-point scale. However, this year, and until we move to a fully standards-based grading, we will be putting in grades into PowerSchool as percentages. Here you can see the conversion from the 4-point scale to the percentage. Here is an example of a rubric used in a classroom. The 3 is the expectation and where we want our students to be. You can see it is a 4-point rubric, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here's the criteria. Now, what happens if we have students that are above grade level? Let's look at Sarah. She's a 4th grader, reading at level Z. The grade level expectation is a T. So Sarah would be given the same rubric, but it would be adjusted to fit her needs. Here, Sarah is reading a Z level book, which is way more complex and difficult than the grade level expectation. So on the criteria and the standards, she is getting 1s and 2s. However, because she is reading above grade level, you can see in the bottom left, this score will not be a 1 or a 2, it will equate to a 3. So it is a fair and accurate representation of where Sarah is. The same goes when we have below level students. Here we have David. He's a 4th grader and he's reading at level J, which is well below the grade level expectation of T. David will be graded on the same rubric as the whole class, but we will add an adjustment period here. As you can see, David is progressing and he is able to do many of the standards. He's getting 4s and 3s. However, since he is reading way below his grade level, it is not fair or accurate to say that he is a 3 or a 4. He is meeting the standard or exceeding the standards. So in this case, because he is below grade level, he would get a 2. Students learning English and are going to get above a 2 until they are at grade level. This is because they need to be reading at grade level in order to meet the standard. However, these rubrics are helpful to students and parents because it shows the progression and what they are able to do. Currently, This is where we currently are at the EAC Elementary School. Already, teachers have aligned the instructional units to standards and assessments to those units as well. Teachers are currently and will continue to do this until we move into standards-based grading. Now, teachers are also attaching standards to all the assessments in PowerSchool this semester. This includes all subjects: language arts, science, math, all of them. Now, in language arts, which is reading and writing, teachers are grading on a 4-point scale using rubrics. This scale is then created into a percentage, so you will see percentages in your students' PowerSchool grades. Also, teachers are currently creating rubrics based on the learning progression of the Common Core standards. Now, what's next? In 2017, we hope to be a standards-based grading school in the elementary. So we will have a PowerSchool configured to a standards-based report card. In grades 1 through 5, the classroom teachers, specialists, and the BP program will all be reporting based on standards. Standards will be reported for all subjects, not just language arts and math. It will include all subjects. And students' grades in PowerSchool will show their progress on each standard. There will be no overall percentage grade that will be recorded. Let myself, which is Miss K, or Miss Baker, know if you have any questions about the standards-based grading. Right now we are in the transition period, so things are being practiced and implemented, and we will be ready to go in 2017. Thank you.